Hey guys, today I wanted to show you my stack and the hardware that I'm using to mount this guy up. I've cleared out some of my other cymbals. Hopefully you can get a little bit of a better look here. I'm using a pair of Wuhans, which if you have not used Wuhans, you can see that they have this extra thick bell piece here. It makes it actually very difficult to try to mount them as a stack. Before I had this thing here, I had some really weird off, brand stands, and I tried to like drill holes in things and have it be mounted up. And let's just say maybe some things happened to fall on my bass player's foot, and now I don't have that stuff anymore. Right now, I just have obviously I have a pro rack that this is set up on, but the important thing is I just have a standard, this is a sound percussion stand that I'm using here. Then mounted on top, I actually have an adapter piece made by Gibraltar. This is if you say you had on your kit, you wanted a second pair of hi-hats and you weren't going to control them with a pedal. They were just going to be fixed. That's what the actual mounting mechanism is that I have here. It just barely fits the two Wuhans on. It's got a 12-inch on the top, sitting on top of the 16-inch. The Wuhans fit like perfectly well in this case. I actually had walked into I think it was a Guitar Center one day, and I don't remember what they were trying to mount it with, but they actually had this combination of the 12-inch and the 16-inch, and I hit it, and I was like, oh my God, that sounds terrible. I have to buy this right away. So I bought the two cymbals. It took me forever after that to find a good way of mounting it though. But this actually works out pretty well. So all you have to do is you just take the stand, you just take all the felt and everything off of it, you screw this other guy on. So once the Gibraltar adapter is on all the way, you can mount the bottom part of the china on and secure it. Before putting the top part on, you will want to make sure that you have this adjuster piece here. You want to make sure that it's all the way down so that you have plenty of space to work with. The top part of the Wuhan, you gotta just adjust the spacers all the way to the top section. Again, so you're trying to just maximize how much space you have. I actually don't even have the inside very well secured. I just kind of have this butted up here. You just slide this in over the rod. It doesn't leave all too much space, but it just barely fits. Once I have it on, based on how I like to adjust it, I bring this piece up so it's just to the point where the curve meets, and I tighten it there. At this point, it's too loose for my taste, but now we can go back to this adjuster underneath, and we can just tighten it up. It's probably a little too tight now. There we go. And there you have it. I do have it pushed all the way out to the other side of my hi-hat, so sometimes I do some things that I think is interesting, where I go between the hi-hat and the china. Other than that, it's pretty easy to work with. When I want to move it around, I don't bother taking everything apart. I just take the whole clamp off the rack and I just throw it in the car like that. I have the clamp is actually butted up against the edge of the rack, so it's not a mystery as to where it needs to go. It's just the same spot every single time. And of course I have, little markings on my cymbal stand, so if things slide around or, move while in the car, I can just get it back immediately to where it needs to be. So I'm going to play for you a couple more samples on the Wuhan, just so you can get a sense as to the sort of sounds that you could get by adding this thing to your kit. So do you have any unique style mounting solutions for your cymbal stands? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.